You're listening to The Sacred CEO, your go-to mini podcast for energy-boosted business magic. I'm Elyse Falzone, your spiritual sage, and here we treat your business like the living, breathing soul that it is. Energy meets strategy. Each episode, I'll channel insights, check in with the chakra blueprint of your organization, and give your business the soulful upgrade it's been waiting for. Let's make business sacred and successful. Leveraging your resources. This is where we're headed in today's episode of The Sacred CEO. What's up? I am your spiritual sage, here to talk all things spiritual business audit. I am taking an energetic look at your business. I am taking an energetic look inside of the field. What is going on? What are the layers? And what is the message that your business is trying to say to you? Each one of these episodes, we have different featured businesses. And today, I'm really excited to introduce to you Inspire Her Tech. Inspire Her Tech. This is with Lori Swanson, our featured business today. She is a career wayfinder coach with a spirit-centered approach for women in tech. How cool. I do both private, I'm reading her form. So she does both private one-on-one coaching, and she has a group coaching program called Career Alchemy Academy. So very cool. Her biggest goal here is to go wide, increase the visibility of Career Alchemy Academy, and spread that positive impact around the world. Right? Strategy, visibility, money flow, impact. These are all things that are a bit of question marks. And what does it look like to expand to more of the masses? Well, I'm really excited to dive in with Lori's business and Inspire Her Tech today. I think that's such a cool name, by the way. The energy alone is, the word I'm hearing is viable. Like, it's very viable. This route, this niche that you have focused on about women in tech and creating their industries to be powerful, sustainable, quality, all of the things that you are standing for in your business, there's this viability. So it's very much alive. It's very much here. It's very relevant in the energy field. So first and foremost, kudos to you for that. Secondly, the question that kept coming through as I was diving into your website and looking at your Instagram strategy is, what's your capacity? What is your capacity? So if I were to be sitting across from you right now and say, how many clients can you work with every single month? What would your answer be? And do you know that quickly, right off the bat? This is an invitation for you, if you don't know that, to get really clear on what your capacity is. I'm just seeing some lines being crossed in this desire to go wide and the nature of your current capacity. Whether it's a capacity that you do or don't have is sort of irrelevant at the particular moment. Just look at how many clients do you actually want a month? And that includes how many people do you want inside of your, what is it called? Career Alchemy Academy. I imagine that the more that grows, there's not much capacity growth, although holding for a group of 50 is different than holding for a group of 5. And holding for a group of 5,000 is different than holding for a group of 50. So check in on your meter of capacity. And of course, every single one of these episodes is not just for the featured business. This is for you at home, in your home office, in your brick and mortar business. I just hit my lamp with my hand. Oops, sorry lamp. Sorry plant. Man, I'm just going crazy with my arm movements here, as I usually do. But this is your invitation, wherever you're at, wherever you're listening to this, to apply these tips, these tools to your own business. Yes, I'm bringing this intuiting and this reading through for Inspire Her Tech and for Lori's business. But each of us can bring in little bits and little pieces of the goodness for our own business and implement for that. Which, by the way, When you do that, I would love to know if one of these episodes is hitting home for you, if there's some sort of wow, this feels like me, some sort of reflection moment, something that is resonating, please let me know. You can do this by leaving a review on Spotify or YouTube or iTunes, or you can send me a message on Instagram, say, hey, what's up, Elyse? I just had to share this thing. All are beautiful and amazing. So back to the heart of what I'm sharing here. What is the capacity that you have? Because this will determine your ability to go wide. What's your capacity? And inside of that, meeting the mark with what you're charging. So are you charging the amount of money that you want to create for yourself and your family through your business with the capacity of the number of clients that you want to work with? And not just want to work with, but can work with powerfully. And so this question is going to help you determine the flow and the makeup of your business, as well as the goal that you're setting to bring in that more wide span approach. Okay. Also, this is something that was coming in. What makes you unique? What is the thing that sets you apart from anybody else that might be doing this? Now, I don't think a lot of people are specifically catering to women in tech. And if they are, I'm certainly not seeing it, which is not really my realm to see it because I'm not in tech. However, the question that just kept coming in, what makes her unique? What makes her unique? You're going to know that answer. I'm not going to know that answer. But what I'm seeing is that there's something that gets to come forward in your marketing that is a little bit more flashy, a little bit more the joy of you as a person. I know this sounds comical because I continuously say that you are not your business, that your business has its own entity. But okay, so let's say it this way. What is the personality of your business that you want to portray? That's a much better question. What is the personality of your business that you want to portray? There's a personality passion injection that gets to come to your business. So these are certain qualities. These are certain quirks, certain hobbies, things that your business wants to share with playfulness, like something that may not have to do with, hey, I'm going to help you in your career. Hey, I want to help women in tech. Hey, here's this reel because we as women get to be treated equally. Like, what is something else that isn't so businessy, that can be a little bit more fun, a little bit more flirty, that brings a voice that differentiates you from just speaking the lingo of women in tech? This is going to be really powerful to bridge you and to bring you forward ahead and above others that are speaking about this in the industry. Something else that is really interesting and I think is a really powerful moment for everyone to just take a breath with. How are you connecting and leveraging relationships and your resources? So your capacity is a resource for all of us. What makes you unique? That is a specific resource. For me, when people come to my page, they will see me moving and dancing always. That is just a part of who I be. And I bring that energy and I bring that movement and I bring that magic forward. If you go there, you're going to see me moving. On my website, you're going to see me in some like dance poses and movement. It's because that is a personality that I bring through from myself and my business. So what makes you unique? What's your capacity? Those are resources, but also specifically here in this situation, I really see, Lori, you connecting and building partnerships with other recruiting agencies for the tech industry. Now, my understanding from reading all the things is that you used to run a recruiting business and there were some things that were in your heart space and you created now your own business to help women in their own careers, not necessarily switching and finding careers. However, you know the language and you know the lingo inside of recruitment companies. So if you were to take this knowledge and this expertise and partner yourself with those companies as a way to help these women build career expertise in all of the things that you teach inside of your Career Alchemy Academy. Imagine what could happen if you have a referral source coming from these giant resourceful situations. Now, I understand these are recruiters placing people into jobs, but there may be an opportunity for some of these women who are looking for jobs may realize that they don't really want to work for other people, that they want to create something for themselves. And there's a pool of people already coming to these recruitment companies. Now, some of these recruitment companies are not going to be excited about this because they're getting, percentages for people that they place. But maybe there's some sort of referral payment or share that every time someone comes into this Career Alchemy Academy, that there's residual payments that are going to residual or payouts that are going to these recruitment companies. And if someone in that Career Alchemy Academy then goes to land a position, maybe you get a portion of the pay and the recruitment agency gets a portion of the pay. And if they go on to do their own thing, that's beautiful and amazing. And yay, we're going to celebrate that woman for that as well. But utilizing your resources and leveraging the expertise that you already hold within your being and within your vessel. So in order to go wide, you've got to think in ways that you're not currently thinking. You don't have to do it by yourself. Leverage relationships and companies, possibly even HR departments, depending on what company they're with, but people who lay people off. Imagine if one of the severance packages or, resources or tools that companies give when they lay people off is your Career Alchemy Academy. This is about building relationships and leveraging resources. So you're leveraging capacity, you're leveraging what makes you unique, you're leveraging partnerships, okay, for Lori, specifically recruitment agencies. And then the last thing here that I really want to bring in for leveraging resources is your timeline. So when I'm looking at your coaching program, it looks like it's a 6 month package. My words. Okay. The timeline on your website for a one-on-one coaching package looks like it is 6 months, which is beautiful and it's great and that's amazing. I was placing myself in someone's shoes. If I am wanting to shift the career that I'm in, if I'm wanting to get another job, if I'm wanting to empower myself or learn skills and tools, for me personally, 6 months is a really long time. And so I was like, okay, if I put myself in the shoes of needing to shift or make a pivot in my career, and 6 months is too long, I'm going to bounce. So then I asked my intuition, I asked spirit, I asked my channel, okay, if I was looking for this and looking for what Lori has to offer, what is a timeline that would make me stick around? 3 months was the max. If I can take 3 months or less to make that shift and make it powerfully, I'm going to stick around. 6 months just feels too long. That's too much of a lull for me to bring in money for my family, for me to, again, I'm putting myself in your potential avatar shoes. It's too long to go without a specific answer of what's next. It's too long to be in the question mark phase. So it's totally cool. You can have that 6 month package, especially if you're already coaching women who are already in their career and they just want to amplify it. They want to create more joy, right? That something a little bit more streamlined. But for someone who's in that pivot state, this also pairs with this capacity question. What would it look like for you to shift the timeline to something more intensive, something more focus driven, and something that can happen in 3 months or less. So that you are someone who is creating epic results in the industry, epic results out there in the marketplace in a quick time frame where women are getting back up on their feet, women are creating the cash flow that they want, they're finding their new career, they're creating their new career, they're shifting jobs, they're implementing. What is it? Now I understand, especially when you're in creation mode, sometimes we can't just snap our fingers and turn the leaf over. But what if this 3-month experience was meeting with you twice a week? What if this 3-month experience had something more intensively focused where those boxes are being checked off? They're doing their own heart discovery. I know I looked, you have like a very spiritually heart-centered way about how you teach and hold space and coach. What would it look like? And this maybe isn't the answer, but the energy in the field is, if I'm looking for a change, if I need to pick it up, how do you match the energy of the voice of that? Your business wants to move faster than your current packages are allowing. That's a better way to put it. Straightforward, simple. I even wrote down a 30-day sprint. Maybe you do some sort of a challenge, and it's a paid. I get it's paid because the value of you showing up for 30 days consistently, going. But you only have, let's say, 10 spots, right? And it's a 30-day sprint. But it's a good investment, like not just like $100, like make it $1,000, make it $5,000, whatever you want to price it at, $10,000 if you really want to go hardcore. But typically when these people are in that in between, what is a boom moment that you can do, a 30-day sprint where you have a complete turnaround of what's happening in your business or a complete shift in how you're arriving at the shift that someone's looking for. So going back, what is your capacity? Do you have the capacity to do a 3-month package with somebody that's more intensive? That would most likely be a higher investment level because they're getting more of you. Okay, so what's your capacity? What makes you unique? Bring all of you to the table. And all of your business just wants to have a little bit more fun in it and bring a little bit more spark and joy and play to the tech brain and the tech heart of your avatars. And what is it that their interest is in? What is the creative essence that they're in? And bring that uniqueness there. Leverage with partnerships and resources where you're not doing it alone. And what is the timeline of the results that you are offering? These are all really powerful. I'm clearing. I'm starting to burp a little bit, so that means I'm just clearing. And of course I am, because I'm coming to the 2 cards that I drew. The card deck that I used is the Soul's Journey Lesson Cards by James Van Praagh. I really like this deck a lot. I do a lot of draws with this deck, especially for business owners. The first one that came forward is worry, and the second one that came forward is forgiveness. So let's talk about the worry one for a moment. The mind, the monkey mind, the mouse running on the, that's not the mouse, the hamster wheel, right? The hamster wheel, that's going a lot for you. I can feel it. I can see it in the field, and it's causing a little bit of chaotic energy between you and your business, which is not a bad or wrong thing, but we want to learn how to manage it in a little better way. So the words on the card say, I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Worry doesn't change the outcome. So if worry doesn't change the outcome, can you literally take the worry out of your brain? You can envision taking it out, lifting it out like a block, moving it over for you to be inside of your business. If you want to put it back in, you can. I would suggest maybe not, but the worry energy is leaking a bit into the business. And so that's creating a bit of a dissonance with you and your clients. So honoring the worry, loving the worry. Thank you so much for bringing this to me. Thank you for bringing this to my awareness. I am now going to sit you over here on the sidewalk because I got a parade to walk and celebrate and bring in all these new fans, clients, people, women who are coming in to your business. The second one here is forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. This is past recruitment stuff. Clear it out. I'm actually just going to do a bit of an energy clearing For you, it's all in and around the head, which also connects to that worry. So we're just doing an energy clearing around the head, clearing the resentment from those past moments, those past conversations, how the male-dominated industry has created whatever it's created for the women that you work with. Creating ease, finding a place of love and joy in your heart so that the message of your business is coming from love, not resentment, love, not resentment. Good. We're just clearing those waters, clearing the threads, snap, 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 snap. And for anybody else who's listening to this, who is wanting and needing that clearing of resentment from past relationships that is oozing into your business, we're doing that now. Whew, whew, whew. Good. You can just take your hands and really like cleanse your hands over your head right now as well. Finding a place of stillness, finding a place of acknowledgement for the path that you have walked, and for this now moment being an opportunity for a rebirth. That this now moment, a voice that is deeper and truer from within you and from within your business is ready to emerge. Getting louder about your vision, getting louder about the stance that you are taking. And for women in tech, creating everything they want to create with so much ease and so much pleasure. More pleasure, more pleasure, more pleasure, more pleasure. Woo! All right. Deep breath right here. This is just the iceberg for you and your business. Not just for Lori, for each of you listening. This is just the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg. Dig in. Get the support that you need. Listen to your business. Book a spiritual business audit with me. Let's get in there and dissect all of the pieces, strategy and energy, and implement a higher vibrational frequency that allows for more impact, more abundance, and more joy in your life. Peace, love, and blessings. See y'all later. Thanks for tuning in to The Sacred CEO, your go-to mini podcast for energy-boosted business magic. I'm Elyse Falzone, your spiritual sage, and I'll see you on the next round. And for those of you who are ready for your own business soulful upgrade, be sure to click the link below in the show notes to apply to have your business featured on the show. Love and awakening. Bye-bye.